Hello friends, welcome to Del Soccer. My name is Delali Frank and this is News Daily, where I serve you with all the major trending news in the last few hours. Today's edition, we're going to talk about Mohammed Kudus. He has scored again for West Ham United, basically balling and excelling. We're also going to talk about Ghanaian players that played in the Europa League and also the UEFA Conference League. And then I have an update on Thomas Partey, who is on his way to recovery. Possibly he'll be featuring in the African Cup of Nations. This and many more is what we're going to discuss on this platform today. But I don't waste much time. Let's get straight into today's news. So the first good news is that Thomas Partey has been captured training, doing physical training, personal training, and it looks as if he's on his way to recovery. Then the African Cup of Nations, we're going to see him there because we have basically a month away from the AFCON. If he comes back in the next 2 weeks, maybe he can show up at the African Cup of Nations and help us play some good football there. So it's good that the Black Stars deputy captain Thomas Partey is on his way to recovery, and we're hoping that he stays fit and comes back stronger. Now let's talk about Mohammed Kudus. Kudus has scored again for West Ham United. Seems he can't stop scoring, and at this rate, if he continues like this, he may be one of the top level players that West Ham has ever signed. And also, he may be them players that will not spend a lot of time at West Ham because of the kind of football he plays. So Kudus scored again for West Ham. Was one of those goals that I've told you guys that Kudus is such a player that anytime he is on the end of an attack, he's a brilliant player. When he doesn't have enough time to think about what to do, his decisions are great. So he scored a goal, and he was assisted by a fellow player who also joined West Ham United from Ajax. At this point, Kudus has scored close to 8 goals for West Ham United in all competitions, and anytime he starts, there's a lot of expectations. West Ham were looking forward to winning to top their group, and they managed to win. Kudus to Kudus. And then West Ham United salute to Kudus as well. Also, Joseph Paintsil was on target for his club, Genk, for their Europa League. But unfortunately, they'll be going to play in the Conference League because they couldn't qualify out of the Europa League. But the Ghanaian was also on target. At this point, these are the things we need to, and these are the things we want to hear from our players when they get these opportunities and they try to make a lot out of that. So Kudus has scored, Joseph Paintsil has also scored. And then other players that have returned from injury that featured over this period is also Rahman. Rahman also came back from injury, and he was part of the team that played for PAOK in Greece, and his side also played in the Conference League. So Rahman, as at the last period, he was out of injury. He was out due to an injury. But this time around, he has featured and he's back. And that's good news for us. And as I was saying, we have players, and in our left back row, we don't have a lot of options. Apart from Gideon Mensah, we don't have more experienced heads there. So having Rahman around for the African Cup of Nations obviously is going to help us. And then Alexander Djiku also featured, Amartey also featured for his club side. So at this point, we are happy that our Black Stars players are showing up and playing for their club side. It's good. It's also going to help us so far as the African Cup of Nations is concerned. So that's all for today's edition. We talked about Thomas Partey, talked about Mohammed Kudus, talked about other Ghanaian players that played in the Europa and then the Conference League. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Definitely we're going to meet earlier on today and discuss other things as well. To meet again, bye-bye for now.